Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We hope that you will tune in, subscribe, and follow us here on our social media channels. You can always come in and join our community over at bizchicks.net. We'd love to have you be a part so that we can let other people know what it is you do and how you serve. With that, we're going to get started this morning. We always have a topic on Mondays. This is coffee, tea, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I'm doing well. Having
Good.
fun.
Good. Good.
So when I was growing up, I was always rearranging the furniture in my mom's house.
Really?
Yes. Organizing, putting stuff in order
Mm-hmm.
so that things were more um,
Aesthetically pleasing?
aesthetically pleasing, but also I can go and do things.
Ah.
Like when you're setting up maybe the bathroom and stuff, if you're right-handed, you might want to have your toothbrush, your toothpaste, and
Mm.
everything all on the right side in
Mm-hmm.
a certain area so that you go here. What's the first thing you pick up when you go into the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
So having stuff organized and
Okay.
orderly. So
For
you're not doing.
efficiency. So you were the little efficiency expert.
Yes. And so you're not going like this back and forth, trying
Mm.
to, like, this is inefficient. Can I just put a towel right here instead of me walking way over to the tub?
Oh, like when you go in the ladies' room and the sink is here, but the paper towel is on the other side of the bathroom and you're dripping from the sink to
So somebody didn't think that through.
okay.
So, and when I drive, I do a lot of driving for the work that I do. I don't like ping ponging back across the city. So
Mhm.
my appointments are all focused in. If I'm going to be south, everything is going to happen south. And that's
Yes.
going to be in sequential order too. Like, okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then the last stop will be heading toward my house.
Yes. I used to be a field visitor and I would do that. I said, okay, which ones are closest together? Just like you. So I would be in a loop
Right,
and headed back to the office in a timely way to turn that car in. Yeah.
right. Hey, Dr. Tachi. So that is what we're talking about today, productivity tips and tools. With a lot of things going on where we are solopreneuring, where we are maybe just getting started in our business, revamping our business, maybe making some adjustments, and because it's spring, and maybe we're
Mhm.
doing spring cleaning and some things that we need to do, right? So I was searching on the internet over the weekend to be more productive. So for some tools, because they were talking about how AI, Chat GPT can make you more productive.
Really? Okay.
Everybody was singing that song. So I'm gonna leave that to TJ, and we'll talk
Hmm.
about how to incorporate it later into some productivity tools. But I want to talk about some productivity tools. And the number one productivity tool, if I had a drum roll, we would do a drum roll. The calendar,
Mm.
your number
Okay.
one productivity tool is your calendar. If it doesn't get on the calendar, it is likely not to get done.
Ah.
So, your number one productivity tool is your calendar.
Hmm. Wow.
Okay, and Mark has this comment. Mark says, and a question that is always important and seldom consciously addressed: what are you busy about? Activity does not equal productivity. So
Ah,
that's what we're
okay.
going to be discussing today. Your calendar is super crucial. That is one, that's a tool. Now, the tip for using your calendar is what Mark said. What are you needing to be productive about? I was just listening to a young lady, and she does what think through the week on the weekend. So you
Mm,
think through your week on the previous weekend. What do I need to have done during the week? Now, some people have repetitive tasks that have to happen over and over and over and over. And then
mhm,
sometimes they are appointments that are maybe one off appointments type things. But you generally need to know what it is that you've got going on. Now, one of the things that I learned when I was doing some productivity. Hey, Ann, when I was doing some productivity type stuff early on, was everything that I needed to get done. I put it on a list, a master to do list. And it wasn't in any order. It was just write it all down, get it out of your head, get it onto the paper. What do you need to get done?
mhm,
Meaning, what do you need to get done um, for you personally? What do you need to get done for your work? What do you need to get done for fun? What do you need to get done? Writing it all down. The young lady I was listening to today, I'll put her YouTube in the chat, but she was saying put it down in everything that you need to get done, then your non-negotiables.
mhm,
What is non-negotiable? That this has to get done. And then you have your play things that you'd like to get done, something for fun. And I thought, that's a better way of putting that in there. What is non-negotiable? There's some stuff you just have to get done, or your work world is not going to run the way that it should. So, what are the things that you just have to have done? So, you writing all that down. So, that would be a tip. Writing down everything that you need to get done from all walks of your life, not just your work life, but your personal life,
okay.
family life, what needs to get done. Because if you don't write those things down, something is going to get missed in the, oh, I didn't know we need to take Billy to the dentist. And now you have to juggle stuff because you didn't write that down. So, whatever comes to mind. Uh, Mark has a comment here. He says, what would you like to be saying at the end of the day on Friday about the week that just passed? What do you need to do to make that true? So,
Mm,
looking at your week as though it's already completed. And his further comment is, that's my to do approach. My to do list approach must be done today. Prioritize. Stretch goals. It would be great if I got this done too. And
mm,
complete the first thing on your list before moving on to the second.
mhm.
Okay. So these are some great tips. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Um, and then we want to hear from you. Mark is chiming in. We want everybody to chime. What works for you? Um, all of us have some little tip or something that works for us. And if you've been doing this at any time, and then what do you need to tweak or maybe go back to that you've gotten away from? So, um, so think through the week on the weekend. You're going like, what do I need to have accomplished? The master to-do list. I love having the master to-do list, me putting everything out so I can see it. Oh yeah, I need to get these things done, because if I can't see it,
Mhm,
that's another thing, it's not going to get done. And then the things that I have decided that I needed that are non-negotiable, they get on the
mhm,
calendar. Your things that are supposed to be for fun need to get on your calendar. not just kind of be like, oh, one day I'll get to that. Put it on the calendar. I think I should go to the aquarium today. Whatever it is, put it on that calendar. Okay. Which brings me to a productivity hack that another person talked about. They talked about, those articles handling. Now, some of y'all who are seasoned will remember this in the productivity world. When a piece of paper crossed your desk, you handled it how many times?
Mm-hmm.
One time. So the same thing with your email. He said, when an email comes, it's got a designation. Either it needs to be forwarded to somebody else for them to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in your calendar to get something done with it. You either you delete it or put it into, if it's an article or something, to a read later file. So there are 4 things you're going to do with an email, and that can keep your email nearly zero. If you any email that comes in, decide if you need to do it or it needs to be delegated. If you need to do it, it goes onto a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
If the second thing is, if you don't need to do it and if you don't need to delegate it, it probably needs to go to the trash. The third thing was, if it still needed something and you need to read on something later, you put it in a read later file.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things he suggested as a read later file was Instapaper. Instapaper allows you to put like maybe an article or something that you want to read later. You can put it over there, and then it will have a list. It will be kind of like all of the stuff that like all the magazines you want to get to or whatever. It's all over in one area, and they're not spread out all over the house. So Instapaper was his place of choice for something that you wanted to read later. Now, I know on the Mac, it has something where you can put it in a read later file.
Mm-hmm.
Up in the top left corner of your Mac, there is a place near history, I think, or somewhere. Let me see. There's history. No, not history. What do I want to do? Anyway, there is a place for you to put it for you to read later. So you can read some stuff later. You don't have to do it. Now, here's the thing about the email. You should not be having every email come to you. The ones that they want you when you're shopping and to get in the discount, you should, and somebody told us about this already, either Dr. Tachi or TJ. You have another email where all that stuff goes. Just like something I don't want at gmail.com. Put it over there, and it doesn't clog up your main email for work. So you're sorting your emails, and then unsubscribe from stuff that you do not need. Like, I don't need the people to tell me I bought a pair of shoes and now you keep sending me stuff every day about something shopping at your store. I don't need to hear about your stuff every day.
It's ridiculous.
So, and the cool thing about some Apple stuff is up at the top, it'll say unsubscribe. And Apple will unsubscribe you from whatever it is if you see that unsubscribe in your Apple Mail. So other than that, you might need to take a day or a weekend and unsubscribe from some stuff so you're not overwhelmed and you can stay productive without things flying at you that you really, you only wanted something one time and now you're on their forever list.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark got a joke down here. He said, I do need to know when I've inherited money from a Nigerian prince. So these little tips about the master to-do list, thinking stuff through on the weekend for what you want to do on the next week, and getting it onto your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Your calendar is so crucial. Use that. You can do calendar blocking. You know what I mean? You can color code stuff. Like my BizChicks appointment are one color. My Ignite Your Genius e- um, appointments are different color. My real estate stuff are a different color. And then I have blocked out time um, on each one of these things. So my productivity is if I'm editing and doing
Mm-hmm.
stuff for BizChicks, that is if I'm the editing is on Mondays from 10 to whatever, that's blocked off. And then here's the key. Do what you said you were going to do on the calendar and go
Yeah.
don't go do something else. Do what you put on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you find yourself not doing what you said you were going to do on the calendar, perhaps you need to move that and do whatever else that you were doing in that spot. So keep your promise to yourself on the calendar. So anybody have any tips that they use? Mark has given some really good ones in the comments. Anybody else has some really good tips that you use? Terry, what have you been using?
I've been using my calendar for the most part, and I know my schedule. I go through my daily schedule in the morning to see, am I keeping my promise to myself? The other thing is, I think that recently I've done a lot of quiet quitting, you know, you know, where I've taken stuff off the calendar,
Mm,
and I consider that to be productive because when I take things off the calendar, it affords me more time to take care of me.
right.
And right now that is a priority to take care of my mental health as well as my physical health.
So I just put the YouTube link to
Mhm.
what is this lady's name? Rowena Sai,
Okay.
and she has some productivity guides. And then there's another gentleman that I was listening to the other day. His name is, and you some of you people might already know him. Um, he's a famous productivity person. And I was like, oh, I'm learning some stuff here. So here he is. How to build the ultimate productivity system. And his name is Ali Abdal. And I'm going to copy his link and put that in the chat for you. So there's two places you can go. You can be as loose or as detailed as you want with your productivity system. Just have one.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark says the best tip that I have, repeating myself, is completing items on the priority list in order before moving to the next item. Too often, people do a little of everything and feel defeated at the end of the day. Well
Mm-hmm.
stated, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that tip. And sometimes people might get a little irritated with you if you're sticking to your schedule
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't stop and do something they wanted you to do.
Yes.
And here's the thing, I don't take phone calls when I'm working on my calendar block.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm working on a task that I've set up for myself, even if that task is setting up a task or setting up my productivity, I don't take phone calls because that's an appointment with myself. And if I have an appointment with someone else, I would honor their time by not taking a call. So
Mm-hmm.
honor my time by not taking a call while I'm working on my stuff.
That makes sense.
Because, a call will come through. and we get distracted, and then, well, so and so called and I had to take. No, you did not have to take that call. You didn't have to take that call, didn't have to look at that text, didn't have to look at that notification. You could have put everything on silent and worked on that project that you wanted to work on. I remember we used to have push sessions, and I still think we have them, where we all came into a room and what do we want to push on today? What do I want to push on today? From
Mm-hmm.
12 to 11 to 12 or 12 to 1, I'm pushing on these two items. And then we come into BizChicks has a push session where we come together and you say, okay, I'm working on this. And we at the end of the timer goes off. Well, how much did you get done? Or did you get it done? Or did you get distracted by something else? And Dr. Tachi says, let them be irritated.
Mm-hmm.
Self first. Indeed, you have to honor your time.
Mm-hmm. Well stated, Dr. Tachi. Well stated.
Mark says, I'll do something, but I'm going to need a push present.
We'll give you a push party, Mark.
So
Oh my
that
goodness.
is what I had for today. That is just a little reminder, a little productivity push. Um, set up your productivity style. Set stuff up to get you motivated and uh, keep you motivated through the process, and find what works for you. I
Mm-hmm.
love the day timer
Mm.
system
Mm-hmm.
because I can write down my to-dos and have my calendar all in one place. Might need to see if they have that. And BizChicks, we put together a planner. Um, but the planner doesn't work if you don't know what it is that you need to accomplish.
There you go. And also, you need to identify, when are you the most productive? Are you a morning person? Are you a night owl? And work accordingly when you're at the height of your most productive point of time.
Right.
Don't try to adhere to somebody else's schedule, and don't take on other people's goals. So and so said, I do it this way, that way, and other, but it may not work for you.
Correct.
Use your own process.
So I trust that you got something out of this. I'm going to go check out Instapaper because there are a lot of things that I do want to read up on,
Hmm.
and I don't want to dive through the emails. And so I'm going to go check that out. Um, there is another company called Morning Brew where you can get certain news stories that you want to read.
Mm.
And, it just gives you that snippet. Like for me, it's tech and business. And so I can get the Morning Brew, and they've already put together everything on tech and business. And I can just kind of peruse and see what I need to look at. And I'll put their uh, link over there as well. And I don't have to dive into everything else over in the sea of everything else that they got going on.
Mark says he's the most productive on the last day of February during the leap years. So
Wow.
catch him on February 29th and you're going to have a problem. Okay.
Yes.
Dr.
So let's see.
Tachi says, I love the morning brew.
Oh, yeah, I like them. I discovered that. I was like, oh, these people are pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned quite a bit from them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just all stuff. See, that's the thing. Have it all in one place. That's why I like composition books. One book, one notebook for one subject. I don't like flipping through yellow pads and stuff. It's like, for a note that I wrote. So let's see. I'm trying to get you to the morning brew. get a link for that. Since it's coffee, tea, and thoughts and conversation. Okay, so I put a link in the chat for Morning Brew.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, you have anything else?
I just want to recommend that you follow your heart. Take care of those things that are most important first. Put them at the top of the list. And always have a plan, especially like we were talking about when you travel. Make sure you map, just like you would map out your route, you want to map out your day. So take some time to plan. And I like to set aside time in my day for nothing more than planning. At the end of the day, I like to stop and plan the next day. So when I wake up, I don't have to say, what am I doing today? It's already in my plan. And if I have to carry something over, I know it's going to be at the top of the priority list for the next day.
Mark says, you know me, productivity for greater success can only be achieved if it is defined.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is success to you? You'll
Mm-hmm.
achieve it once you know what it is, when you see it. So, thank you, Dr. Tachi.
Mm-hmm.
This little conversation, we're going to give you time to go and find, maybe check in on your productivity and see what it is that you would like to be doing, and tell us how it worked for you.
Make
I'm
make
gonna
a
go check.
list,
Yeah,
set some priorities, plan ahead, and ask yourself, is this calendar worthy? Should it be on the calendar?
right. Does it make it to the calendar? Some stuff
Mm-hmm.
don't even make it to your calendar. I have had to do what Terry said. Is it calendar worthy? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, because if you don't feel great about it when you are like, yes, I think I'm going to enjoy doing this activity, it probably doesn't need to be on your calendar. If you're feeling dread and like, oh, this is a chore, somebody else may need to do it. So
Delegate it.
yeah, so and to notice what you're noticing. Do you feel like, when you get ready to do it, you might need to delegate that if it
Mm-hmm.
has to be done for you or your company. But if this brings you joy, put it on that calendar. Even work that you do can bring you joy. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
have to get some emails out today. So that is joy for me because, okay, this is me talking to my clients and my customers, and I know this is going to lead to a better experience for them. So I need to do these emails. I need to get some questionnaires out and some other things. So I know I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting it on the calendar. So Mark has another comment here. Oh, that's another tip of your priorities. Do the thing for which you experience the most resistance first. Completing it will energize you for the rest of the list. Is that eat the
Mm-hmm.
frog first?
Yes, it is. Eat the frog first.
Right. Thank you, Mark. So find out what it is that you need to get done. Find out if you need to delegate it. Um, Delegate it if you need to, but be productive. We are in the second quarter of the year.
Ah.
It's time to roll.
Mm.
So thank you all. Terry, you have anything else?
I just want to remind everybody that we'd love for you to be a part of BizChicks. And if you're looking to become a part, you can simply text Biz to 33777 and join the community. We'd love to share what it is that you do with other like minded people. Or you can also find us over at bizchicks.net. We would love to help you with your, um, we do workshops, we do TV
There's
production, we do office hours.
masterminds and live stream production.
Mhm.
Um,
So if you have something coming up that you need some assistance with, contact us over here at bizchicks.net. We love you guys, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow. We'll be talking with Terry Johnson online. She'll be here all the way from New York City talking about media and marketing, social media marketing for tips for you. On Wednesday, we'll be talking with Coach Karen Fern for Profits in Daily. Thursdays, we were talking about your health with Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu and friends. And Friday, we'll be here talking with Tech Life Weekly, the Tech Divas. So we look forward to seeing you at 8 o'clock Pacific Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and 10 o'clock Central. Have a great day.
And remember this, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. See you next time.
Bye bye, everyone.